We've all experienced it. You're in a relationship, thinking everything's fine, believing she might be the one. But deep down, something just doesn't feel right. You begin picking up on subtle signs, little cracks forming in the foundation. At first, you ignore them. You convince yourself it's not a big deal. You tell yourself you're just overthinking, that things are going to work out. But here's the harsh reality. If your woman is doing these 5 things, this isn't about overthinking anymore. It's about protecting your mental peace, your emotional well-being, and your self-respect. What I'm talking about are patterns that, if ignored, will gradually wear you down. They'll strip away your identity until you no longer recognize the person you've become. You'll start doubting yourself, your confidence will begin to slip, and before you realize it, you're stuck in a loop where you're merely surviving within the relationship, not growing or thriving. You deserve more than that. You deserve someone who uplifts you, not someone who pulls you under. So if even a trace of these 5 signs shows up in your relationship, it's time to take a serious look and ask yourself whether this is really where you want to stay. I'm not saying this to make you feel better. I'm not offering feel-good advice just for the sake of it. I'm saying it because I genuinely care about your time, your energy, and your future. So let's be honest here. If your woman is doing any of these things, then you have to face the tough question. Is this the relationship I want to stay in? And if the answer is no, then the next step is clear. It's time to leave. But I'll warn you now, once you recognize these red flags, you won't be able to ignore them again. And if you do, that's on you. Number 1. She gaslights you into doubting yourself. I don't care how deeply she says she loves you or how much you care about her. If she constantly makes you question your reality whenever something goes wrong, that's gaslighting, plain and simple. You tell her, I don't like when you do this, and she looks at you with a blank face, all innocent, saying, what are you talking about? I've never done that. She starts making you believe your memory's faulty, that you're just being overly sensitive, even crazy. Slowly, she replaces your truth with her twisted version of events until you're the one doubting yourself. That's not love. That's calculated manipulation. A relationship can't survive when one person is constantly second-guessing their every move. Someone who truly loves you should build your confidence, not chip away at it. If she's gaslighting you, it's time to walk. Your self-worth is not up for debate. Number 2. She doesn't respect your boundaries. Boundaries are non-negotiable in any healthy relationship. They're what keep your mental and emotional space protected. If she ignores them, then she's ignoring you. Period. You tell her, I need some space today, and she throws a tantrum. You express, I'm not comfortable with you talking to that guy, and she rolls her eyes like you're the unreasonable one. You draw a line, and she crosses it anyway, with a smile on her face, expecting you to just accept it. That's not just disrespect, it's theft. She's robbing you of your peace, your energy, and your emotional balance. If you let that go on, you'll lose pieces of yourself that you may never get back. That kind of person isn't a partner, they're a liability. Number 3. She constantly plays the victim. Sure, we all have our struggles, but if somehow in every disagreement or conflict she always manages to paint herself as the victim, that's a red flag waving right in front of you. It's like she puts on emotional armor, not to heal but to dodge accountability. She lies, but it's because you made her do it. She lashes out, and somehow it's your fault for triggering her. She cheats, and it's because you didn't show enough love. It's exhausting. Every single argument gets flipped until you're the bad guy, no matter how calmly you try to talk it through. She never owns her part, never takes responsibility. At that point, it's no longer a relationship. It's a psychological game. And trust me, it's one you'll never win. You shouldn't have to live like that. You deserve someone who's emotionally mature enough to admit when they're wrong, not someone who turns you into their scapegoat. Number 4. She disrespects your time. Time is the one thing you can never get back, and some people act like it's worthless. She makes plans with you and then cancels at the last second. She never prioritizes your needs or makes room for you in her schedule. You end up waiting over and over again, hoping she'll show up, both literally and emotionally. And when you bring it up, she brushes it off, saying, you're being dramatic, It's not that serious. But it is serious. When someone truly values you, they respect your time. That's the baseline. If she constantly puts herself first, while you're stuck rearranging your life to accommodate hers, then you're not a priority. You're an option. That kind of disregard doesn't just waste your time, it wastes your life. If she's treating your time like it's disposable now, she'll treat your entire future the same way later. Number 5. She stops trying. In the beginning, it was all passion and effort. She looked good for you, made you feel special with little gestures, listened to your concerns. But somewhere along the way, that energy disappeared. She stopped caring about her appearance. She stopped showing interest in your thoughts or your problems. She started assuming that just because you're there, she no longer has to try. And that's dangerous, because love isn't something you express once and forget about. It's a continuous choice, a daily investment. When that effort vanishes, it's a sign she's emotionally checked out. And here's the truth. If she no longer puts in the work to show she cares, why should you stick around? You deserve someone who doesn't just say they care, but shows it consistently. So here's the bottom line. If she's doing any of these 5 things, you need to get the hell out. You don't owe her a speech. You don't need to wait for closure. What you need is to walk away with your dignity intact and never look back. A woman who manipulates, disrespects, or takes you for granted is not your person. And the longer you stay, the more of your peace and confidence you'll lose. Reclaim your power. Remember, your worth isn't determined by someone else's ability to recognize it. If she's dimming your light, then it's time to flip the switch and leave her in the dark. You know what needs to be done. Now do it. You deserve to learn how to stop wasting your time on the wrong people. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.